All right, car lovers, listen up. Have you ever heard an engine roar so loud it feels like it's shaking your soul? Yeah, me too. And chances are it was a V8. Today, we're digging into the world of V8 engines. The powerhouses that don't just move cars, they define them. Legends, monsters, and machines that make you say, oh yeah, that's the real deal. These engines haven't just powered cars. They've shaped entire cultures and sparked rivalries that are still alive today. Let's decide, Chevy, Mopar, or Ford. Discover the top 5 ageless V8 engines that have shaped automotive history and our hearts regardless of your style. Turn up the speakers and prepare to hear about auto legends that altered the game. Number 5. Chrysler BRB Series V8, 1958 to 1977. Starting us off at number 5, we've got the Chrysler BRB Series V8. This lineup was made to handle some heavy-duty power, with displacements ranging from 350 all the way up to 440 cubic inches. And let's not forget, the 426 Hemi variant was part of this family too. But for now, let's focus on the 440, a beast on its own. Right? For die-hard Mopar enthusiasts, the 440 was the engine to have. Massive, powerful, and incredibly sturdy. That was it. Chrysler's BRB series didn't just perform on the streets. It tore it up on the drag strip too. The 440 became famous in cars like the Plymouth GTX and the Dodge Charger, giving these cars an edge that could stand up to almost anything else on the road. The sound of 440 is aggressive. It can't be expressed any other way. Its low, throaty growl sounds like it could rip metal in two. When you hear it, you know it's packing serious power. This engine doesn't mess around, and anyone who's heard of a 440 knows it means business. For Mopar fans, the BRB Series V8s are legendary. These engines gave Mopar muscle cars their reputation for durability and performance, and they're still a favorite for anyone looking to build something that can handle high speed and serious power. Number 4. Ford 90-degree V8, 1962 to 2001. Coming in at number 4, we got Ford with the 90-degree V8, an engine that went from 221 cubic inches to 351. Now, we know the Ford versus Chevy rivalry is real. But let's be honest, this engine deserves a spot on our list. Ford designed this V8 to be tough and reliable, powering everything from Mustangs to trucks and winning over a huge fan base along the way. The 302, or 5-liter, is probably the most iconic version here. And if you know anything about the Fox body Mustang, you know why. This engine defined the Fox body era, making it one of the most customizable and beloved platforms ever. People could take a stock 5.0 and turn it into a monster with just a few upgrades. The 351 was a powerhouse too, especially for those looking to add some serious torque to their rides. The Ford 90-degree V8's exhaust noise slices through the air. Though not as deep as the big block, it has its own character. It wants to go fast, be tuned, and be driven most of all. Ford aficionados advanced this engine by producing the best street and track cars. The legendary Mustang culture, without the 5.0, is impossible to imagine. The Ford 90-degree V8 is a legend for building a fast, reliable, and loud car. This is for Ford lovers. Number 3. Dodge Plymouth Hemi V8, 1964 to 1971. All right, coming in hot at number 3, now we're heading over to Mopar territory with the 426 Hemi V8 from Dodge and Plymouth. Let's be clear, this engine is the stuff of legends. They called it the Elephant Engine, and trust me, that's no exaggeration. With 426 cubic inches of displacement, the Hemi had the power to back up its massive reputation. What makes the Hemi so special? It's all about those hemispherical combustion chambers. This unique design not only improved power, but also gave it a distinctive, almost aggressive tone. This engine didn't just perform. It dominated. The 426 Hemi powered some of the most iconic muscle cars ever made, like the Dodge Charger, Plymouth Roadrunner, and the Super Bee. It was so powerful that it got kicked out of NASCAR for a bit because it was, well, too good. The Hemi sound is at a different level. The harsh, aggressive note can release power at any time. The engine taunts you to drive it to the limit. A drag strip staple, the Hemi also ran on the road. Classic Mopar muscle cars line up at the tree, and as the green light comes, they tear up the quarter mile with signature Hemi sounds. For muscle car enthusiasts, the 426 Hemi is more than simply an engine. Pretty much a religion. A generation of speed and performance was defined by this engine. And if you're a Mopar fan, this engine is practically in your DNA. Number 2. Chevrolet Big Block V8, 1965 to 2009. Coming in strong at number 2, we're looking at the Chevrolet Big Block V8. Now, if you thought the small block was a game changer, let's crank things up with the Chevrolet Big Block V8. This beast started in 1965 and ran till 2009. Now we're talking big. Displacements here start at 366 and go up to a monstrous 502 cubic inches. This engine wasn't designed for the faint of heart. It was made for heavy-duty trucks, big muscle cars, and people who want pure, unfiltered power. The Big Block is all about torque and that deep, ground-shaking rumble. It's been the go-to engine for high-performance cars and trucks, giving drivers that raw power that you can't fake. And let's not forget about the iconic 454. When you hear 454 Big Block, you instantly think of classic American muscle. This engine's reputation for power made it an absolute favorite among drag racers, car builders, and muscle car fans alike. The Big Block sounds great and has a strong, chest-pounding tone. This deep rumble sounds like a storm, and revving it sounds like thunder. This engine makes it clear who has the horsepower. You know what I mean if you've heard a Big Block start up. No matter your opinion on Chevy, you have to recognize the Big Block for its contributions. This engine was designed to maximize power, and it did so. The Big Block is revered by car enthusiasts for good reason. Chevy made a masterpiece here. Number 1. Chevrolet Small Block V8, 1955 to 2003. And here we are at number 1, the GM Small Block V8. Without a doubt, this engine is the most formidable, even though it may not be the largest. From muscle cars to hot rods and boats, the Small Block V8 remained a powerhouse for nearly 50 years after its introduction in 1955. The engine lineup's unrivaled adaptability was due to displacements ranging from 262 to a substantial 400 cubic inches. So, what makes the Small Block V8 the king? It's that perfect balance of performance, reliability, and, let's be real, an insane aftermarket. This engine is a tuner's dream come true. Need speed? No problem. Want torque? Check. The Small Block can be built, modified, and customized to fit just about any performance setup you can imagine. This engine powers so many classic Chevys, from Corvettes to Camaros, and it's inseparable from American car culture. And that sound, its low, menacing rumble, is plain to hear. It's the sound of independence, power, and plenty of engine power. For Chevy enthusiasts, a Small Block is more than just an engine. It's a way of life. From the very beginning, this engine has been a smashing success, racking up record after record on racetracks, drag strips, and open roads around the globe. So, hats off to the Chevy Small Block V8. It's more than an engine. It's a living legend, and it'll always be the one to beat. Here are the top 5 timeless V8 engines that are legends on wheels. From Chrysler's powerhouse 440 to Ford's iconic 5.0, the Mopar Hemi that redefined racing, and Chevy's legendary Big Block and Small Block V8s, these engines didn't just power our rides. They've fueled dreams, rivalries, and the soundtracks to our lives on the open road. Their power is something every car enthusiast must experience in life. Now, here's the real question. If you had the keys to any one of these monsters, which V8 would you fire up first? Drop your answer in the comments and let's settle the score once and for all. And hey, if the sound of a roaring engine makes your heart race, show some love by smashing that like button. And for those of you who live for that feeling of raw horsepower in the open road, don't just hit subscribe, join the crew. This channel is all about celebrating that unmistakable, bone-rattling V8 energy. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.